Sucks
How
for
did
you
you
guys.
control?
Did you what?
Kyle did something with the Mixlr.
Did you
Oh,
do it?
no, I just pulled it up.
Oh, you just entered it normally.
It's
Well,
still
I-
mine is still active. It's
To-
still running.
I got it.
To find the link, I just hit Control F the way you normally would. And
It's brawny.
the search function.
Don't you talk down to me?
I'm not talking down to you.
Mm.
The search function went through the chat in the sidebar and found it.
Well, it didn't for me.
Well, you probably did something wrong.
I doubt that.
Oh, you know what? There's a big continent map. Continent map. That one.
The old incontinent map.
Incontinence map.
Kyle, I was saying I love this fucking getup so much because I love this little Soviet garb. I actually really wish I was playing a guardsman character right now, just so I could. Remember how we played Left 4 Dead that one time, and we were dressed as.
Oh yeah, yes,
That's awesome.
It's Halloween.
Yeah, and it was awesome because we were playing the video game while playing as them. I have that same desire right now.
Well, why don't you walk Kadofi straight into a buzzsaw and roll up a guardsman?
Busher, can I do that?
Yeah, I mean, you're the one in charge of your character. I can't say no.
No, I can't do that. But you know, for absolute zero faulty, I'm just gonna play fucking this guy.
Bernie, where's the needle on the
Moving home.
move to yard meter?
So it's like hovering in the middle. If this is Yardley and this is Boston, it was like fucking here. It was like real close. Things slowed down a bit just because I don't know. Shit just got really busy, and I stopped. I got to the point where I was asking Bob at J&J to like hook me up with recruiters and headhunters over there, and he sent me one. And then it was like, all right, well, like get your resume all beefed up and send it here. And I was like, yeah, I'll get to that.
I hear you.
You know what?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm fucking dude. I want to go so bad.
All right, so you guys are flying in the 40K equivalent of a Black Hawk here over to like the center the city. You guys have satellite maps of it downloaded to your data slates. And it looks like it's just smooth sailing. There's not a whole lot of traffic over the center of the continent because people have expressed quite clearly that it is like not a place for you to should avoid it at all costs. Not to mention we can see on our map here, it's at a higher elevation than the rest of the cities on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like this big rise. Like, have you ever flown into Colorado airport?
Yeah.
It's just nothing. Hey, we're going to be landing. And the ground is like, whoop, comes up to meet you pretty much.
Yep.
It's a much slower incline. It probably wouldn't be too bad. It might take you like 3 hours-ish to get all the way across this continent. So you guys know from the satellite maps, the city is, it's got some pretty familiar topography there in terms of buildings and architecture. But as you draw close, I mean, there's an unmistakable city, like a skyline on the horizon. And it's just the bumps on the outside and then a massive spire right in the center. You're flying in kind of closer and closer here. You begin to get above it. Lays out for you. And sure enough, man, it's that big circular city with like the spokes coming out from it as roads. It looks like it's set up almost the same way geometrically with like the 8s and the 16s and the 32s. But it's all abandoned. And it looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. Like, buildings are kind of in a state of disarray. Some of them are crumbling, are falling down. This doesn't look like a place that just... I mean, so for comparison, Destinar just got scoured. So if you had flown over Destinar after the scouring, it would look empty. But it would look freshly empty. This place looks like a ruin in every sense of the word. So what's the word here? Is there anything in particular that you guys are heading for? I know you're going towards the center tower.
I think we're going towards the center tower, so we'll definitely need a place to land. The only thing that Wesley would be doing right now would be just looking for any kind of like movement or anything down there on the ground level. And for like creatures not expecting humans, but looking for uglies.
Give me that perception check. Kadofi, I believe you're flying this craft?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, so you don't get to do a perception check, but Wesley has like hawk eyes up there. He's looking out, and every once and then you swear you can see something rather large moving between the buildings. Maybe it's just like the ass end of something pulling behind it. What's up?
One large thing, or like large things about...
You've seen only one large thing, but you do catch movement here and there. It doesn't look like anything. It doesn't look like a massive activity. Oh.
What was that?
Does it bear... Somebody driving by. Does it bear resemblance to anything we saw beyond the veil?
You guys are
because
pretty
we did
high
see
up.
something. We saw something pretty big outside the veil.
The big thing that you caught a glimpse of?
Yes.
Did you actually see that thing? I know that you know it was out there.
The big thing that made like a ton of noise?
Yeah, it was like crashing around in trees or something over the horizon.
Oh, if we saw it, Kyle, I trust your judgment more than mine. I don't remember seeing... Or no, it attacked us, right?
Yeah, it was like doing puppet stuff. I think. I mean, you showed us a few images of it.
Man, at this point, it's all blending together in a big pile of fuck. Well, at any rate, it doesn't look like the thing you saw.
Okay.
Everything out beyond the veil just looks like a disgusting bit of twisted flesh. Oh, please. Beep, boop. Oh, looks like it may have been borked there a little bit.
Stop your borking.
Give me a test. All right. Anyway, it doesn't look like the thing you saw. You can see smaller things kind of like skittering around between buildings, but it looks like really few and far between. But you do note that some of these things seem to turn towards the helo as you fly over buildings.
Okay.
They look ursine. Kind of like a big bulky four-legged thing.
Yes, Paul's here.
All right, get Paul in. Fight Paul.
Got him.
He's old.
Where's the boy?
Where?
Southern quadrant. They were on the move. Current location unknown.
So
hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
What was that, Mr. Kyle?
Bear-looking creatures.
Yeah, you've seen the majority of them look four-legged, but I mean, like we said before, they're really few and far between. You could count the ones you've seen on one hand.
Okay. All right. Well, I would like to draw everybody's attention to them.
So you call out and point over the side. Castle, I think you're recovering, but still kind of okay.
Nice.
Oh no, is this one of Paul's?
This is so good.
It's awesome.
I love the R's over in the corner. He's so tiny.
Yeah, dude, the manlet is so funny.
This is incredible.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, this is so good.
I did make this week.
I'm saving this.
Yeah, I'm saving it too.
Well done. Well done.
That was one of the images that came up for manlet.
Oh, dude, I love.
I mean, you could have taken anything and just like squashed it down.
Anyway.
So Wesley calls out, pointing at something over the, like, outside of the helicopter. I think Dan is still on the gun, but he's kind of gun shy now because last time he pulled the trigger, rolled a 100 and, like, just fell on his ass while spraying rounds into the sky.
Manlets, when will they learn?
Yeah, he's like he has to, like, get his booster seat to reach the controls for the gun. So you guys see, it's just Paul. You guys are flying over this abandoned city, whose name, by the way, is Axis. Very uncreative of me. But
this is the one in
Axis.
the center.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's Dano. Might as well just wait.
Kind of looks like Dan too.
Exactly like him.
Yeah, I don't actually. I think it is Dan.
It's hilarious, man. Hilarious.
Kyle, you like Wesley?
Yeah.
We should have just been using that since the beginning.
True.
You guys in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
we go.
Hi, Dan.
Hello.
All right, boys. The Mixlr's at the same link it's at every week. Let me know if you're good. All right, well, in the meantime, I'm describing shit to you. You guys are in the 40K equivalent of a Black Hawk. You're headed towards the middle city, the city in the center of the continent, which is called Axis. Satellite imagery, you know it's empty. But you know it's also in ruin. So it's not like a city that's just been scoured, which is technically empty. This place has been abandoned for a very, very long time, and you don't know why. The people on the continent, specifically the ones in Destinar, are really superstitious of this place. That this is some sort of bad juju, right? This is a place where people tampered with the balance. And they think that the tower failed and let the monsters in. And thus, the place had to be abandoned. So, as you guys are flying over, Kyle spotted something huge somewhere in the city. He only caught the ass end of it as it slid behind a particularly large building, but there's no doubt that the thing is pretty massive. He's also seeing a couple of, like, ursine creatures down there, like bear-looking fuckers. And at least one of them has noted the presence of the very loud helicopter passing overhead.
So they look like bears, but they're not like bear-shaped, except made out of human body parts.
They are bear-shaped, but I mean, you're too far away to really be making out details. I mean, come on. You can rest assured that they're made out of stitched-together humans.
Okay.
Okay, so as you soar forward towards that fated tower, much like all the cities, the tower has a pretty large area around it. Now, in places like Destinar, this is like a park where people can go. So it's all nice and done up with like rubbery and ponds and benches and stuff. Central Park. Did you just get Wesley's, or did you just get Paul's thing, Dan? You see you over there on the left?
I do. It's really good, Paul.
Yeah, I think
He's
it's
such a
amazing.
manlet.
He just looks like he wandered into the shot like, oh,
Hey guys, what's going on? I like library books.
I like library books. Oh my god.
Yeah.
all right.
So,
as
shrubbery.
yeah, I mean, so it's a basically, it's all dead though. Like a big cleared out area. As you get close, you can see one of the creatures kind of prowling around near the edge of the tower. So what's the deal? You gonna put this thing down there, or
Shoot that fucker from the air with the helicopter.
Dan and I think it's Dan and Paul on the gun, right?
Yeah, hopefully Paul has better luck than I did last time.
Yeah.
Is
Why don't
Paul
you
up?
guys? Why don't you
I
guys
thought
roll?
Paul was out.
Paul's still out cold, or
I thought I was
Castle's-
recovering.
Yeah, I thought Castle was still
Was it me and Wesley that were on the
on
guns?
mission. I think Wesley was on the other gun. It's just they did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nobody was
All
on Wesley's side, so Wesley hasn't fired.
I fired
Well,
it.
this
like,
seems a
fell
good a
over.
time as any. Let's let's give Wesley a try here. So the helicopter canters back to try and get some balance here. Swings around clockwise. So Wesley, as you see it, the tower swings into view. It's this huge segmented circular tower. And down near the bottom is this thing prowling around. Unloading.
I am unloading.
All right, give me your ballistic skill check.
Oh, geez. All right. Since we're hovering around, can I take like a half action to brace myself so I don't go flying out of the helicopter when this thing bucks?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, brace is a legit action that you can do per the rule book.
Yeah, I haven't read that, so
Yeah.
I didn't know.
It's mostly if
Okay,
you're carrying
so-
one of these things by hand. So, thankfully, this is a mounted gun. Either way,
All right.
you spread
Here
your
we go.
feet and get ready to pull the trigger here.
Poland.
Oh, God, you
Right.
Holy shit.
So, so ours comes over just to watch how bad you fail at this thing. Like,
Yeah.
up here he goes. The old guy's gonna do it.
Good luck, old man.
And he just and it's like there's a little bit of a delay as the rounds sail out towards the tower, but you see this thing look back up at you, open its mouth, and begin like take a breath to roar as a shell just boom, just splats it.
Awesome.
The ground
Ours is
around
gonna
it
throw his
starts
hands
to
up in the
crater.
air. Fuck.
Yeah, the ground around it starts to crater as you like held down the trigger a little bit. But these like fat
Nice.
shells are flanking against the ground inside the helo.
Ours is like, it's not fair.
What the fuck, man? Holy you shit.
All right, so that thing is splatted, and you don't see anything else in this clearing here. Bird. Gonna be taking passes at this place all night until you kill everything here?
No, we have to go down there.
Can I make like some kind of recovery check?
Yeah, I think it's based on toughness.
I want to say that sounds right.
What you trying to do?
Recover, essentially,
Well, to
from
get
the
better.
surgery.
What's he got now? 2 cybernetic arms and a cybernetic leg?
One arm, one leg.
Taking your toughness test here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What am I testing? Just to pass it? Just flat?
Yeah, we're just gonna call it flat toughness here because this isn't like something where it can. There's no drugs in your system. This is just based on you and how dead odd you are.
Ugh. Terrible.
That is no good. All right, so
All
you
right,
do
I
not
just figured
miraculously
while we
stand
got a
up.
shooting turn, I'd want to take a recovery check. Anyway, onward.
All right, we're gonna put this thing down.
We're landing.
Yeah, I mean nobody's saying anything about what you want to do here, and I don't know what your path is. And I know when I leave it up to you guys would make this your new drug base. So,
is there something wrong with that?
Puddle's literally going to roll out of this helicopter.
How would Kadofi have any idea how long it will take Castle to regain consciousness and be able to stand up on his own? Because we probably shouldn't go off on a crazy adventure until he can do that.
Yeah, no, it's true.
he's conscious. Before he was moving around and everything, he was just heavily drugged.
If he can't lift the P&V and point it at something, then we may want to pause before we get off the helicopter with all the giant guns.
Okay.
I agree. Our helicopter's our best asset. How long do we have in this helicopter before it?
When did the batteries die?
Before you hit no fuel.
Yeah.
You're probably you're
the fuselage.
You're probably like 3/4 tank.
Yeah, we need enough fuel to get home too. All right. Well, let's look at this place. So you said there's a big park. I'm just trying to picture. There's a big park around the tower. What are the buildings like around the park? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to land in like a high place that's relatively safe for us to chill out for a little bit and fucking just turn the engine off, be quiet, look, listen, smell. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe let Paul recover for a bit.
The architecture is much the same as it was in places like Destinar. So the buildings closest to Central Park and Spire itself are pretty big.
All right, great. So I want to spot like the tallest skyscraper that I can tell looks like still sturdy. And then I'll tell the gang in a second, but I'll just tell my character. Okay, what I am thinking we do. I am going to bring down the vehicle right on one of these buildings. We are going to relax for a while with our guns pointed at anywhere they can come and get us. I will have it on a quick start, so if we have to get up and move, we can. And we will just let the city kind of settle. See what happens.
This is what it was when I had assumed you were going to the one in Destinar.
Okay. So I'm not trying to land in the park. I'm trying to land like just outside of the park.
Yeah.
Land on the rooftop.
You're landing on one of the large buildings out there. And these places seem to have been built to accommodate things like aerial craft landings. It's an easy thing for you to spot something like a helipad for you to set this thing down. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, nailed it.
Wow.
Oh, damn. We're about to set this thing down initially, and you have a bit of reservation about the structural integrity of this. So, like, before you set it down, you just kind of lift off and head on to the next one. You can see where you were. You can see, like, a thing or two climb out from the side of, like, the topmost of that building and roar their displeasure at the sky.
All right, I'm gonna point that out to her and be like, "Did you see that? That building, the entire building looks infested."
Shoot it.
No, don't. That's a good idea.
Okay, so
I
you
wanna
bring
it
the
on
helicopter down on one of the other large buildings. Like, this is a valid question here. How are you orienting this helicopter? Are you landing it so you've got like one gun pointed at the building you just came from?
I'm not worried about the one we just came from. So the helipad, I assume it has like doorway that leads down to the building itself?
Yeah. So it's one of those. It's just the doorway that's like the top of a set of stairs.
Exactly. I want to orient it so one gun is pointed towards that, and the other gun's pointed in the other direction, just because that's how it's set up.
Okay. You keeping the car running?
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going for, Kyle. Or that wasn't Kyle. Sorry, Dan. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to land it, and I'm going to put it like, I don't know if helicopters have this, but the equivalent of like in park, but the engine's still running. So I'm not really using any fuel, you know?
I don't think cars work that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are definitely
You're just
using
idling.
more fuel to actively like run the engine and move yourself through the air.
Yes. Thank you.
But when they sit on the ground, those blades are still spinning full speed.
Mhm.
All you're just waiting is for you to tilt the blade, so then you like.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna like turn the blades off. How long does this thing take to rev up? What kind of a vehicle are we working with here?
Like a Blackhawk, it would probably take something near 30 seconds
It's a legitimate
to go. That's just what the roof is like. We're talking 30 seconds from cold to go.
That's really fast, actually. But I guess it is the 41st floor.
I mean, you're at the controls and stuff.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm turning it off.
Okay.
I'm gonna because what I want to do is I want to sit here. I want to turn off. I want to let everything settle, unless someone calls me crazy. In fact, I'd even like to send Ogene down the building to like scout out and be hidden for a little while, and maybe do some recon. That's
Dude,
my
you're
head.
fucking crazy.
I'm not crazy.
All right, so Ogene detaches from your back and scuttles out the open door on the side. Checks the door, currently locked. So you see him go over the side of the building. If you're sharing Ogene's vision, you can see that most of the windows in this place are blown out. He like starts to scoot in the building. This place was definitely inhabited once upon a time. It has all the trappings, like a bunch of furniture and stuff. This place was definitely, this city was inhabited. Right now, it doesn't really look like anything's there. The dust is settled pretty heavily. It doesn't look like it's been disturbed that much.
Can I ask, even though I'm not the one watching, is it like it was abandoned in a hurry? Like there's still like a glass with like dirty dishes on the table? Or is it like cleared out, like someone moved out?
It definitely looks like there was a struggle involved. It doesn't look like Destinar did after the scour. Everything was just peacefully left where it was. This place.
I'm gonna send a mind link message to Ogene. Basically, like, can you see any weapons? Like, what kind of a building is this? Do they have any weapons that we might be able to use before we go in? Because I know this is a high-end building, and high-end people usually have like pretty nice weapon stashes.
Okay, so he starts looking around, skittering around the building. The place doesn't really seem like it's got a whole lot of weapons. I mean, this looks like some sort of pleasure house.
Hey, weapons of the flesh.
Depends on how much you think a leather whip is a weapon.
I could use
Totally
if
counts.
if he sees a legit leather whip, I'm gonna want to take a leather whip.
You're gonna make him drag the leather whip all the way up to the side of the building just so you can have your BDSM face.
It's not that heavy, and I've seen Indiana Jones, and I've seen how they come in handy.
Wesley used one outside the Veil.
Yeah.
A whip?
A
whip?
Yeah. Remember the flog?
Yeah, no, I think the whip's absolutely useful. All right,
that's how Hundo died.
If he's legitimately
I got
seeing
whipped.
like a bunch of pleasure gear, I want him to grab the heaviest whip that he can see.
In the meantime, Wesley is going to lean in very close to the ear of each member of the party and softly whisper,
The safe word.
No names.
What's he
Oh,
say?
no names.
Oh, no names. That's right.
Ah, dude, good call. I'm remembering that.
Damn, Kyle, MVP.
Absolutely.
All right, then if he legitimately sees just a pleasure whip in this entire fucking thing, I hope it's a pretty hardcore.
I mean, like,
BDSM
this isn't
dungeon.
something like a 30-foot long whip. It's not like the guy has to stand at the other end of the house in order to whip some. It's
I don't
just
know.
kind of like Kyle's flog.
Kyle, do you need a flog?
I have a flog.
Can the flog be used in close combat?
Do you remember when I was like shaking the house using misfortune?
Yeah, no,
and
I
bringing
remember
the
all
roof
that.
down? Goes with the flog. So
All
I
right.
mean the length of those tassels or whatever they're called are probably like a foot, maybe a foot and a half.
Okay. I don't really need a flog because I forgot I have the snake.
If you if you have anything like a big 2x4, that would probably be a better weapon than these.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to see if there was anything in there we could
Hey,
use.
Paul's awake.
Whoa! What happened? Oh my God, my arm! This is awesome.
Are still
right.
in a tremendous amount of pain. However, you are awake.
I'm John Castle. Pain just makes me angrier.
True.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay,
you go
well,
to
I turn, if I see that he's like really rustled, I'm going to turn and attend my patient. I want to give him a once over, see how the cybernetics have connected, see if there's any problems, that sort of thing. Doctor stuff.
doctor things.
Now, did I hear Wesley?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it was my voice. It was my breath brushing against your ear that woke you up.
Ooh.
Hot.
You're like,
So
Hot damn.
what was that?
All right. Give me a Medicaid check there, Brony. Give me a
Oh.
Medicaid check there.
Too easy.
Excellent.
Damn.
Do you know what my
It looks
Medicaid
like
is,
he's
bro?
going pretty well. His body's not rejecting any of the implants that you gave him. And everything seems to be powered up okay.
I'm gonna
Just gonna
flex
be on
it in
him.
the hand on
Yeah.
this cybernetic arm and see how well it's responding, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, damn! Nice work, Doc."
Thank you. It was my specialty back home. Here, I just want to do a strength check because I am not familiar with how good this arm is. And I'm gonna look for like a rock or something from the rubble. Is there a rock lying on the roof or anything?
There is definitely like pieces of stuff and just shit everywhere. You could find a rock.
Okay, I grab like a rock or a piece of like broken concrete from the roof. I put it in his hand. I go, okay, squeeze.
Okay, I
All
squeeze it.
squeezes. Yeah. I mean, you're doing a strength test. Might as well do a strength check.
Oh, I'm gonna fake point that. Nice.
Ooh. So he's sitting there, beads of sweat building on his brow as nothing is happening to the rock. And just as Kadofi is about to be like, okay, that's enough. Little hairline crack down the center of the rockcrete as you splits and just pebbles fall between your fingers.
Awesome.
I could picture that scene in an anime perfectly. Good job. buddy.
Mhm.
Paul, has your strength actually changed at all?
Nope.
Okay.
But next time we get experience,
Oh,
I'm definitely gonna just overload the strength.
Bushik, I hate to
Yeah.
be this nerd, but did you write down the level of cybernetics they are? Because I remember they do matter.
It was good.
I think the arm was good. I remember Bushik saying, but the leg was average.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like one.
I think so. The leg didn't really do anything for me. It's just like function. It's like, okay, it's not a peg leg, but it didn't do anything cool. The arm was good, and that's why I have like the a bonus to agility tests for things that involve delicate movement of the fingers or something.
Yeah.
And once I'm more used to it, I'll have like a chance to get an extra shot off with it in combat.
Okay.
But the leg is just like, yep, it's a leg.
It's a leg.
Okay. I just wanted to check. So he's working good. I'm going to tell him like, okay, everything is good. You are working fine. Congratulations. Welcome to the cult of the machine.
Ooh.
Dan,
Nice.
you're on the guns.
Never been in a cult before.
Yeah, I will be on the guns. I don't know how effective I will be on them, but
All right, give me
Well,
a
the
perception
insecurity
check,
is
Dan.
sign number 1 of mana.
Yeah. Typical manlet.
Hey, you on the guns? Well, I don't know how good I'll be, but I'll try.
I guess I can man the guns.
I'd rather be reading a book, but fine.
Man, let the guns.
Oh, good one. What am I
Perception
rolling?
check, Donald.
Oh, here you go. Okay, yeah, I see sirens down below.
Kyle cuts it off. You're looking out over the building. You're just like sweeping the gun back and forth, resolute to not have the screw up you had before, especially in light of Wesley going you up the way he did. As you're looking out, you swear to the Emperor, you see one of these buildings just kind of rise up a little bit and then just slink down to the side. Like it's a building probably out in the Okay. That's as far. That's as much reaction as I'm getting out of Dan as he spots a
Wait,
building
I'm sorry.
size.
Say that again.
You
I didn't
see
hear-
something the size of a building out there that moves.
Is that like a fucking creature the size of a building?
It's too far away for you to tell.
Is
But
it
you
moving?
saw some.
Can I
You
take another
swear.
step?
Hmm?
Can I?
Yeah.
Is it moving?
Yeah, it definitely like picked. You saw like you're just looking at the horizon. You're scanning the skyline here, and you saw a piece of that skyline just go.
Oh boy.
Guys, there's something big moving out there. Does anybody else have eyes on that? And I'm gonna point you like the direction of.
Sure, there is.
Seriously, just look over there.
This guy.
How are we
Whatever it
supposed to
is
get
has
into this
moved
tower?
out of sight.
How are we supposed to get? This is me talking without an accent, but I want to be like, how are we supposed to get into this tower? The last building was full of creatures. This one, fortunately, is not. Apparently, there is a mountain-sized creature just on the horizon. We have to sprint across this entire Central Park fucking thing.
Is there any way to land on the tower itself, or was that the building that we saw monsters popping out of?
No, that was not.
No, I mean you could. It's big enough for you to land on the top of it.
Like that. At least, I feel like we should make a pass. You know what I mean, and see if it looks clear. I feel like that's a safer bet than running across all this open area.
And if
Yeah.
not, we land in the park as close to the tower as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, landing on it seems like the best option.
All right, I want to rev it up. I want to call Eugene back.
All right, Eugene comes scooting his way up the side of the building, dragging something that looks long, like a leather snake that sprouts into several smaller things at the end.
I'll take it. Hey, you never know. I'm writing it down.
Get
He's
us
also
some
got
air.
a ball gag.
Did that? I will write that down if it comes with the.
the neck choker that says daddy.
How long
Like
is
one of
the
those
whip?
small leather hats.
How long is the whip?
It's about 6 feet long.
That's not that. You laugh. All right.
You laugh, but I'm whipping it.
Okay. All right. He jumps in. I'll jump in. I'm going to start this bad boy up. We're going to try and land on top of the actual tower itself.
All right, blades. You hear some. You see a dent in the door at the top of the building.
Oh shit!
A dent.
All right, Brody,
in
why
or
don't you
dent
give me
out?
a piloting check here?
Oh,
Wait, is
God.
the dent coming out at us, or is it going into the door?
Wesley, why don't you give me a roll?
Wrong button.
It's because it's going to be odds or
110.
evens. Odds it stands, evens it's you. Evens. It's on your side.
So it's coming out of the building.
Going to be coming out of the building.
Oh, that's scary.
Ronnie, why don't you
Rolling
give me
really
a
well
piloting
tonight.
check here? See if you can get this thing off the ground.
Okay, so piloting would be. Oh boy, that's bad. I'm gonna immediately fate point it and just see what happens. Oh no, that's even worse.
Oh, the helicopter fell
You're
through.
slapping buttons like left and right, and you're hitting stuff, trying to get this bird off the ground, and you hear the blades. Blades spin down.
But
All
I'm
right.
gonna do the thing where it's like, oh, Ojin, what is happening? Ojin, give me a check. Just like furiously start slapping it. I'm going to. Okay, I need to give this a. I'm gonna give it a tech use check, and I'm gonna take. I haven't used these yet, but I have 2 vials of sacred unguents in my robes. I'm gonna take one. And literally just be like, I'm gonna see the thing like poof, the door. I'm gonna hear the blades power down. I'm gonna whip this vial out and just like smash it on the console, and then try again.
These electronics aren't working. Let's douse them in water.
Yeah.
This is the way to do it. This is you.
All right, should I roll for a tech use check?
If I remember
Yes,
correctly,
absolutely.
we've used that gift before. When,
Yeah, we
when-
definitely have.
I think I don't know, like Dan was trying to drive a tank or something.
It's probably come up a few times. I think it might have came up when there was a point when Strom, whose intelligence was like -3, like figured out how to work a computer.
Oh, Strom.
Oh man,
So,
that was
Brody,
a
is
good
that
campaign.
pass?
All right.
Check you?
I rolled a 70.
Don't have Ogene assisting you. Ogene's doing his own thing.
Oh shit, because he's
He's
running
whipping
the
himself.
stopper.
He's
All right,
like,
and
he's using all of his multitude and hit buttons too.
Okay. In that case, what sacred urgence? What does that give you? It's I think it gives you a plus.
Vengeance.
I can't. remember.
Vengeance.
Holy lubricating
it's sort of
oils.
it's sort of a fluff thing. Where it's supposed to be you consecrating the machine. So you take.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's actually. No, that's so fucking lame. And for game terms, it's only for weapons. So I feel like it's totally a.
No,
all
this
machine
is
thing.
absolutely applicable.
Okay. I remember Paul
don't you
jerked
give
off
me
on a
an
computer one
intelligence
time in our
roll?
first one.
Intelligence.
I failed that too. However,
Failing
However,
everything.
if I go back to that 70, nah, fuck it. All right, yeah, fuck it. I'm failing everything.
You can't just throw that out there.
Just casually drop that. And...
Yeah.
Wait,
Dude,
what
do
did
you
he
guys not
say?
remember?
And then
Yeah.
he moved on.
In our first campaign, we had to infiltrate this fucking like Mechanicus cult fucking like satellite space station. So we had to sneak
Yeah.
past the guards to get to the main computer. Then we had to hack it. Paul was never able to hack it. And then
But
was
he
like-
whacked it.
but then Dan, and Kyle were holding off like intruders and shit. Paul's like just was failing roll after roll. And then he was like, wait, I use my secret agents and I just throw him on the machine. So we're just saying he like jerks off on the keyboard and suddenly like tries to get it to work, but it didn't. And it took if you guys do you remember this? And it took oh my god, Jathod had to come back and give him like reassurance, like you're a good guy. You can
Yes,
do
I do
this."
remember this.
Yeah.
And so he passed the fellowship roll to make Weldon feel better so that he could
Just
fucking
thought
do
of the voice of an angel.
This is true.
Oh my god,
Like
I love that.
one word of encouragement the entire campaign.
All right, well, shut up. You failed it.
Sorry.
You
Yeah, I
failed
failed,
it.
I
You see
failed.
a set of something start to like bend the top of the door down,
All
and
right,
it's just.
I see that,
Like-
and I kind of shoulder my way up front next to.
Do I have eyes on that doorway with the gun from the?
I
No,
think
but
it's on Wesley's side.
it's on Wesley's side.
I would like to blast that door.
Open fire on the door.
What?
Fucking whale on it.
Out.
All right, ballistic skill
So-
test plus. You're stationary. It's stationary. You've had a long time to aim at it.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to use a fate point.
Do it.
Fating it down.
Fating it down.
All right, take your test to see if you keep the fate.
Will do.
In the meantime,
I do
you
not.
you thumb those triggers down, and just like before, the thing starts to buck in your hand as shells sail out towards this door. And it's just, you see like holes just start appearing in the doors. Boom, boom, boom. And like after a split second of these things puncturing the door, it's just boom, smoke and dust and fire erupting out of the hole that this thing had sort of started to curl down the top of the door. And it's just an inferno out from that. You can see some of the things start to writhe in agony. Bless you.
Thank you.
It starts to writhe in agony, but it like some of it withdraws, but it is still attempting to roll the door down.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Top of the whatever here. Ronnie, you getting this thing going?
Okay,
There we go.
Okay, the blades start to spin back up. You still need more time for this. You shut that thing down.
I did.
Oh. Paul, what are you doing? Seemed like you had something on deck here.
I did. And then Bronny got it started. I was gonna
I whipped out
the
everything.
controls,
Oh, so sorry.
and I was gonna do like a cool guy Fonzie hitting the jukebox move and make it start.
If
How funny would it be if this was a movie and like I got it started, and Paul's character trying to be cool like slams on it and it shuts down again. He's like, "Hey."
No, he's got it started, so I will. I don't know. Encourage him. You got this, buddy.
It all comes around.
good luck. We're all counting on you.
Get us the hell off of this building.
All right,
Speed
pulling up.
picking up. This thing is starting to like force the door down. Kyle, you're up. Dan.
You said we're starting to lift away.
Not just yet. Engine's still
Okay,
spinning
but
up.
you said it's starting to peel the door down.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold my fire and train it on the door and really like lean into the gun and not fire.
All right, so you cease fire for a second. You can see
Conserve
like
ammo.
a bunch more. Whatever this thing is, it's like an amalgamation of a lot of small. It's not like one big tentacle pushing the door down. It just looks like a lot of little, like, cilia coming around the door and just curling it. Not just bending it, but actually
Mhm.
curling the thing down like sardines.
Yeah, fancy.
And when I fired, like no pieces of it came flying off or anything.
It definitely did something to it, but no giblets came flying out the door.
Yeah, nothing I can like reach out of the helicopter and scoop up off the
And
ground.
grab and like sniff the way you do.
It's like I taste
Dude,
it a
what's
little
up
bit.
with you with all these like tentacle parts?
Tastes like the last
Gloves.
one.
Was it, what, it's like Cornelius from the
Yeah, he throws the thing and picks it up. He's like,
Yeah. Yukon Cornelius.
yeah. All right. We're coming back around, so you're getting ready to blast whatever this thing is. Ronnie, you're still at the controls. You're trying to push it. Give me a tech use test to see if you can sort of expedite this process.
God, I'm more of a medical
Plus
officer.
10 because of these sacred unguents.
Got it.
Nice. All right, so the blade's spinning faster and faster and faster. You're about to lift off. You're like right there on the precipice of altitude.
Oh, so close. I'm so close.
Paul, anything?
I want to.
Close.
I want to take some autogun shots at the thing behind the door, just to kind of check out my arm and see how I'm feeling with shooting.
You? Okay. Your machine gun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mixed it up with the autocan. I was like, do you shoulder Wesley out of the way? I'm like, I got this.
Nah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Just autogun.
All right. So you kind of brace this thing and hold down the trigger. Give me a ballistic skill test. Plus, what is it? What's the ballistic skill test for full auto? Plus 10?
Oh, well, autogun it says S, then 3, then 10.
Yeah, so it's got single shot, like a 3-round burst, or full auto.
I just want to go 3-round burst.
All right, so I think that gives you a plus 5. It's going to go with plus 5 for semi-auto and plus 10 for range.
Cool. Ballistic skill plus 5. Oh. So I'm a little off.
Yeah, so you like...
All right, yeah, you know what? Fate point, why not?
Gonna fade it?
Oh my gosh.
All right, it's down under the threshold. You swear, like, your servos are kind of fighting you for a minute there. It knows you're not Mechanicus. But you just wrestle this thing to do what you want it to do and aim that barrel towards the door and hold the trigger down.
I smear some
Like,
unguent on my face.
Give me your spunky
so-
unguent.
You put these rounds in right where the door is like starting to curl down even more. You can see a more solid mass behind it. Just take 3 hits and just like start to spill out like you popped a balloon.
Ugh.
Gross.
Popped a beat.
Yeah.
All right, Paul. I'm sorry, Dan and Kyle.
I'm gonna be ready on my gun so that like if we take up and it starts to like turn away from the building, I can kind of like take some shots as we turn.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna maintain braced position and targeting on the door.
Is this a readied action? Are you like waiting for something specific to happen?
Yeah, actually, good point. I want to ready the action so that if the door comes down before we get off the roof, I want to open fire on it. But once we start to take off, if the door's not down, I'm not going to shoot.
Okay.
Are you counting
So at
our
this
ammo?
point-
With the auto guns? Are you like...
Oh,
I
Kyle,
haven't been
yeah,
counting-
teacher. Hey, wait, you forgot to ask for the homework.
Yeah.
I'm not counting ammo on the helicopter. Not
Oh, wasn't
gonna-
there a quiz?
Bushwick sneaks up on us, man. He every once in a while he'll just be like, "Oh, by the way, your gun's out of ammo now," and I'll be like, "Oh, shit."
Speaking of which, the P&V is pretty fucking low, I think.
Yes, I know.
Don't think I
but that's
forgot
not
about
what
that.
I know you didn't.
I know that was an auto gun. If the P&V had 3-round burst, it would be in like another part of the continent.
It would be awesome, though.
So wait, Bushwick, are you counting our ammo? Because if we have unlimited
Not for the
ammo,
helicopter.
Oh my
Dude,
god!
I
I'm
just
open
found
fire.
mad money on my desk. What the fuck?
All right, I changed my mind.
I found
I'm firing.
$5. I'm rich.
That's rich for me, man. It's like a 50-pack of ramen at Costco.
Oh,
Oh, Wesley, bad moves.
Jeez.
Somebody needs a
Doesn't
pat on the
matter,
back
guys.
and some soothing words.
we have unlimited ammo. It doesn't matter.
Nice shot, old man.
Okay. So you're just going for it?
I went for it and I whiffed.
All right. You think you're all braced and stuff for this, but before you've done controlled bursts. Now you're like, oh, well, let's see how this goes. Just holding down the thumb triggers, bop, 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 bop. Just like Wesley, this thing starts climbing skyward, and you can just, like, shells are rocketing off into the distance. Somewhere, this planet is getting fucked up by autogun shells.
Ours is secretly over there like, yeah, you motherfucker.
You can, all right, so this thing is bent approximately half of the door down, and you can see on the other side this, like, weeping, massive, it's a singular mass. It doesn't look like a stitched together thing. As you're looking at it, you can see its massive pupil swing in and look directly at you guys. What's behind the door is just one massive eyeball. All these little things around it pulling the door down.
I want to call out to ours.
Saying...
So I'm after flailing on the gun. I'm gonna release the gun and tap ours on the shoulder and say,
"We should fire together."
But my gun's not pointing at it. It's on the other side of the helicopter.
All right,
Do you want me to like kind of
Wesley,
come in behind you like we're hugging and then like
Wesley,
like hold the handles together?
Paul, pull up the ghost.
Yes,
The one
exactly.
with Patrick Swayze.
Exactly. We're making pottery.
We need to Photoshop like a big mounted gun in there and just put their stupid faces on. All right. The power of friendship and firepower combined.
a winning
All right,
combination.
Bronny, give me a tech use test at plus 30. This thing's rolling. You've got the sacred unguent smeared all over the entire control panel.
Go all day.
Oh, no
Nice.
problem at all. You feel yourself start to slip the bonds of gravity as the skids lift off from the roof of the pleasure dome.
Hey, I got a whip out of
are
this.
you guys-
It was worth it to me.
Are you guys still firing?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, the rest of you guys are all shooting.
I'll shoot. Why not?
Yeah, so 3-round burst.
Yeah, I'll do that again.
Same deal at plus 50. And you guys, if you want to do plus 20, tell you what, both of you roll it, and I'll take the better roll. Oh, whoa.
Nice.
Hold on. Both of you roll it, and I take the better roll, or you take it at plus 20.
Ba, ba, ba. If I know statistics, you should both roll it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with plus 20 then.
Power of friendship.
Hey, what the fuck's that mean, Kyle?
Dan, what's your ballistic skill?
My ballistic skill is a 38.
Okay, all right, let's both roll.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's a pretty good roll.
Oh, that's a good roll.
It might even be the best roll.
Well, that was a disaster.
It was
I
the
hit it.
best
All right,
roll.
so you guys look at each other like,
I hit
uh-huh. And you guys are like having trouble pushing the thumb triggers down at the same time to fire the gun. But when you do like actually get it, it takes you by surprise. At
I
least
can't see like
round,
over his head. I'm too short. I'm just like looking into his spine.
at least one round is near the target. Like you see the detonation on like that bunkery thing. And Paul, how did you do? Oh, a 63
skin in his
against a
teeth.
64. Hey, that's good enough, man. All three of your rounds dead center on this thing's cornea as it's glaring at you. Like all the things, as soon as your rounds sink into the mass of its eye, all the tentacles go and like it starts to recoil as it begins to just leak a fluid from its eye. So the building reverberates with like a primal scream as the helicopter
The building reverberates.
Yeah, takes off towards the central tower. Perception checks, you guys who aren't driving. And perception check Bronny, who is driving.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Wesley, you
I
shake.
passed.
Yep. Bronny, you passed?
Yep.
Okay, so as you gain altitude on the tower, which takes some time, fuckers fall. As you reach the top of it, you can see clearly that there is 1, space enough to land this thing. 2, clearly marked hatch. Down in.
Boys, I
You know
see
how
a
the
spot.
Mechanicus operate. Yeah, you see
I am
the
taking this in.
telltale symbol of the Mechanicus there. So
Do
the
we
rest
see
of
any
you guys who
any hostiles?
not on the tower, no.
Okay.
It's clear. You guys look back at the place that you just took off from, and you can just see like out the back of the building and out some of the windows just looks like masses of flesh leaking out. It doesn't look like a solid body of something, but it looks like a massive globular thing was forcing its way in.
It's the leaky flesh tower.
Gross.
That's my fetish.
I've got a leaky flesh
Well,
tower.
that's why it was a pleasure house.
I've got a leaky flesh tower, he says.
All right.
Kevin,
So
are
wrap
you
it up,
teaching?
boys.
Is this what it's? Is this what
That's
it's
the
like to
campaign.
teach a ghost?
yes. It's possible. All right, so you land on the top of the tower. Everything is fine. There is nothing attacking you. Your helicopter tips off the side of the tower and you die a horrible fiery death.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Great campaign, Kevin.
Yeah, that's it. That's how it ends. Just like that. There was a big dick monster, a flaccid
What a
dick
twist.
monster, and now you're dead. Typical, right?
Oh my god.
Shut up. You're on the top of the tower.
Sorry. Okay.
All right, grab what you need out of this helicopter. You're going in. Got some
Grab
kind of
some of
stuff,
the stem.
don't you? Oh yeah, you've got the stim.
I got weapons and drugs. That's all I need.
We do
First
have
guns.
so. Yeah, how much stim do we have? Because I have just literally, my description in my gear thing is threw in drugs from Smiley Base into fucking like the back.
We have a ton of drugs.
I think you guys have a lot.
All right, I'm gonna take like just bucketfuls and put them in my robes.
I thought you were just gonna say I'm gonna take bucketfuls.
Just vials, like blankety pockets full of glass.
All right,
It's
so
a
I throw.
minus 30 to all stealth rolls.
Actually, so well, let me put 2 doses of stim in my snake. I'm allowed to do that because I have 4 that have
Okay.
obscura.
I'm gonna take a couple vials.
Yeah, Wesley's got to take a couple vials.
Why the hell not? I was taking some too.
Guys, we're going to
Yeah,
find a
let's
monster
get-
and we're all
get
going to
tanked.
him into the monster and watch it go crazy.
All right, boys. Kadofi goes over. Hatch on the tower, marked with standard Mechanicus symbol. Though he's not really been inducted into the Mechanicus proper, you can recognize these symbols. They're all over you. Go over and it's like a big bulkhead type thing set flat into the top of the tower. Spin the wheel and it spins easy. You're not fighting a bunch of rust. It doesn't squeak or cry as you twist it. It just
That's
Spins
some
nice and
proper
easy.
proper mechanicum work there.
A lot of unguents on that door.
Lots.
It like just spins freely at the end. You can see that the edge of the door is like popped open above the roof here. You can just lift it off.
Open her up.
All right, so what's the plan here? Who's opening it, and what are the rest of you guys doing?
I'll open it.
I'm
Mr.
gonna
Guy's
I'm
plan?
gonna peer into it.
I'm gonna come up behind Bronny and like just kind of hold on and help him hold his gun while he opens that hatch.
Wesley?
Wesley's going to take a Cynicians test.
Okay, take your test.
Oh, where's that button? Oh, nope. Oh my! Wait a second. Is that right?
That doesn't seem.
I don't think this button works. Never mind. Let me just roll this. There it is.
Ooh. So without all the like bunch of people around to kind of cloud your, you can almost swear somewhere the warp is hiding just beyond sight somewhere. You can, it's like if there was a great engine running in the next room. And like you're in this room, so you can feel the walls shaking and you can figure out what's in there, but haven't seen it. It's like that. You can feel this great hum of the immaterium close.
Okay. I'm going to relay the message to my comrades here. And just let them know.
The skein of reality is thin here.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. Spooky.
All right, so Brawny and Dan, I guess, all open this door, and Wesley and Castle is immediately like sticking his head in the thing to look into it.
Yep.
Perception check, all.
All right. My last perception check went pretty well. Just flat.
Yep.
Nice.
Ooh.
Damn.
Oh.
Your eyes adjust to the dark pretty damn quickly because it's dark. You can see a set of stairs leading down from the hatch, reaches out towards the like interior wall of the tower, start to spiral down. You pick up no movement inside. It's just stale air.
Oh, boys, I don't see anything moving. I just see a set of stairs going down around the wall. What do you say?
Let us go. Ojin, go first.
Nice.
Ogene starts. Ogene is he's going down the steps, yep.
Yep, send Ojin in.
All right, Ogene. Down the steps he goes. You guys are kind of following behind, just trudging down the steps. You feel pretty good about them. Like, you might have felt less good about them if anything here were rusty. But everything seems in pretty good order. It's once you get down near the bottom. And, like, okay, by the way, it is just fucking absolutely dark in there. It kind of figured you would be seeing some sort of machinery, considering that this is the what do I want? Terraforming tower that made this planet livable. Kind of expected to see some pretty complex machinery in here. But so far, there's really nothing. There's like some kind of mass up the center of the tower, but it's too dark for you to really kind of make out what it is.
I want to pull out my lighter and light it and hold it up.
Your lighter does not provide nearly enough light to stretch across the darkness center of this.
No, I was.
You can see along the interior walls of the tower from as far down as you can see to as high up as you can hold this lighter. Just binary. Ones and zeros the whole way around.
Oh shit! All right, I want to take a look and try and give it a read.
Ooh.
Are you
do I
versed
have
in this?
Yeah,
this would
definitely.
be like something a proper tech priest would know.
So,
But you were kind of a back.
okay.
Yo, he implied you're not proper tech priest.
Wow,
What he
racism
did right there.
is still
That's what he did
alive
right there.
in this country.
Alive and well.
Wow.
And you thought we were living in a post-racial apocalyptic future.
I thought when we elected the emperor, it was over, but now I realize.
Yeah, a long way to go.
Yeah.
Long
Wow.
way to go.
Are you looking something up, Ronnie? What are you doing right now?
I was trying to remember if I had night vision and heat vision. I thought I did because of Ogene.
Yeah, you do because of Ogene.
Yeah, I want to have, or don't I? Yeah, no, just Ogene. So yeah, I want Ogene to give me a couple because he's a servitor and they can do that. So just take quick looks around while I go over to read this thing that I totally can read.
Hey, I'm pretty sure you can. All right, so Ogene is taking a look around with his night vision, his heat vision and stuff. With his night vision, he can see pretty clearly most of this tower is empty. There is some sort of central mass, like in the dead center of the tower. It's actually like a little bit off center, which could explain why nothing's. But it's just like a mostly smooth column right up the middle. But I mean, there's not like a lot of machinery chugging out smoke. He also picks up slight heat signatures near the bottom of the tower.
Okay, noted. I'm not going to communicate with the gang yet, just because I'm so distracted by the writing on the wall. I want to try and read it. So what do I need here?
What kind of a stat would that be? Wouldn't it? Isn't there like a stat that's language mechanicus? Based on intelligence, probably.
I would know mechanicus language.
Linguistics, yeah, it's intelligence.
Yeah, linguistics. I know common adaptus mechanicus. That's comes with my stat type, which you assumed I didn't. You made that assumption.
You just assume my linguistics. All right,
Nice.
make your linguistics roll.
All right, intelligence check.
He's
Passed.
linguistics fluid.
Yes, exactly. I passed.
All right, so most of it is the standard boilerplate shit that you know from Mechanicus. You know, beseeching the Omnissiah to aid you in this endeavor. Every once and then you can, like, you catch something where the word kind of is hold or just grab. Something along those lines, but it's a little, like, flawed from proper Mechanicus. It's some alterations are there.
All right. So I'm going to turn to the gang and be like, two things. One, Ogene is seeing some heat sources very faint at the bottom of the tower. Two, this writing seems very standard, but there's just something off about it. I can't really tell what it is.
Is it Mechanicus?
It is Mechanicus. It is certainly mechanical. But it all seems like standard, just hailing the Omnissiah, praising the machine, all very normal for especially a large operation like this. But just some words say hold to grab, and I don't know why.
You said hold and grab?
Yeah, it keeps using the words hold and grab weirdly. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, I don't get it.
Don't forget, I described for you in my vision kidnappings. People were being taken and they were being held and grabbed.
That is an excellent connection, my priest.
Could there be a relationship between the two?
I believe so. Let's find out what these heat signatures down the stairs are. Origin.
He goes skittering off down the stairs as you guys trudge after him. You're nearing the bottom after what seems like forever. These towers are pretty tall. I'm going to drag you guys over. It's much more busted up at the bottom. Also, I didn't set up any sort of like sight lines or anything.
Wow. Oh, wow. It's busted.
Oh, what's that binary for?
You gotta check. You gotta translate it.
Oh, jeez.
You need to take a linguistics check.
Yeah, somebody do their linguistics check and get back to me. Yeah, you guys are down near this kind of ruined arch right here, but you can see there's just trash everywhere. Whereas the top of the tower was really in good shape, the bottom of this tower, quite the opposite. Nice.
Nice.
Bushik, I like this map. Those rubble piles really bring me back. I used to abuse the shit out of them when I was fucking GMing.
If you zoom out like 100 more times, this is kind of like one of Bronny's maps.
I was gonna say Bronny's over there. Like, oh, I like this map. If only it were a lot bigger.
If only I couldn't see
It's
my
actually
token.
very huge.
You know, Bushik, this is I think the biggest map we've had so far, and something about it I really like.
Something speaks to me here. Okay, so Ogene's down here. He's checking out the heat signatures, and they're coming from like some of the terminals around the edges there. There are still computer systems down here that are operational. And those give off heat, so he's seeing some of the heat output. It's slight, but present.
I only
All
see
right.
the one.
I'm
Do you
gonna
guys
nudge.
have control of your characters?
I do.
I do not. Oh, hold on a second.
Oh, nice, Bushik.
Yeah.
Whoa, look what you
Yeah.
added onto this. Damn, homeboy.
What did
Is
I
there
add?
supposed to be line of sight? Or
I click on my guy and I can
No.
use things like click on target. Wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I instituted that for some, but not for others. I was trying to rely on scripts, but I like fuck all that shit. So I'm going to be
Scripts
going
don't
back
work.
to instituting these. Bless you. Oh, double bless you.
Were you able to hear that?
All right. What's the plan here?
is it? Can I? I want to look at that like cylinder in the center of the tower. Like, can I identify like what that is?
All right, so you're going to go up to this like massive whatever it is in the middle here.
Yeah, is that?
You move your
perception
guy
check,
or no?
Yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, I want to see if I can identify like what material it is. Like, is it a machine? Is it like something else?
But
Is it, like,
granted,
big
it's
fucking
still
crystal?
really, really dark. Why don't you give me a perception check plus 20? We're just going to go by like feet.
Oh yeah, feels good.
The surface of this
Nice.
thing is impeccably smooth.
Ooh.
Not pitted. It's not rusty. It doesn't feel like metal. It's like a matte. But you're like feeling all over the place, and you haven't found a flaw on it yet. Not a divot, not a bolt, not anything.
Is it like? Can I knock on it? Like, does it sound like glass or?
So you knock on it, and it's just a really dull thud. It's definitely
Okay.
solid, whatever it is, but it's definitely not ringing like a metal would.
Okay.
Use dudes, what you doing?
Wesley wants to check out the terminal.
All right, so Wesley hobbles his
And-
way over to the turn.
And so I want to like wiggle the mouse and just see what comes up.
Was he's walking?
All right.
I would walk over the terminal with him.
Got your dude
Yeah,
there?
I'll go with those guys.
Dan still inspecting that middle thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick by the middle thing.
Okay.
And then last thing, GM, I want to tell Ojin to just do a fucking recon.
Ojin's just like skittering all over the place. I know I've got a thing for Ojin in here somewhere. I'll find it in a minute.
Oh my god.
All right, so Ojin takes off. There he is. Ojin. You make sure that he is controlled by Brawny.
Awesome.
I'm always afraid to click these. Nope, that's pretty accurate. 3D pipe screensaver here.
That's great.
Amazing. Amazing.
All right, I wiggle the mouse.
All right, so you like smack the terminal around a little bit, and you can see that whatever the screen just slowly starts like illuminating a little bit more and more. So whatever it is has come back online, and it's like not really. There's a lot of diagnostics happening.
Oh shit.
But the only real thing that seems to make a lick of sense to you is like you can see near the bottom, it's like stasis holding.
So Wesley turned this thing on, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, you guys
Well,
like were
I
both
said I was
over
gonna
there
walk
smacking
over and
stuff.
wiggle the mouse, and then we
Yeah.
got sidetracked.
Yeah,
And then Paul said he was
I
gonna do it.
kind of want to nudge him over and be like, "Do you mind if I take a quick look?"
Yeah, go ahead.
Not at all.
All right, let me. I want to crack my knuckles. I actually want to like.
Be careful, Tech Priest. The last time we used the terminal, we were being watched by the other inquisitorial team.
Nah, it's cool. There's a piece of tape
Ooh.
over the webcam.
Bravo on that, by the way, Kyle.
I don't know if there's a fake point.
So, Brawny, just look out for that in case, I don't know if you can see anything in the code, but somehow our newest member was able to pick up on the fact that he was being watched.
Okay, shit. I want to give Ojin like a not a whistle because we're trying to be quiet, but just like a mental beep beep. Come back, and I'm going to start just the. Yeah, we're going to give the standard Mechanicus procedure. Just some basic rights, turn on diagnostics. You know what I mean? Like see if I can just what the fuck is this thing?
Oh, holy omnisire, bless these digits so. Starts lighting his candles, normal shit.
Exactly. I just want to see what's going on here.
Exactly, are you trying to do with this thing?
Really, I just want to so if it's a status holding, I kind of want to I want to do essentially is click around. I want to click around and just kind of read some stuff, try and gather information. What is it doing? What is it in charge of? Does that make sense?
Okay. As you're doing that, you hear from somewhere like it's reverberating in the wall of the tower. You hear the like over kind of near where you guys came down the steps. And the staccato of gunfire anywhere. So you can hear outside this tower somewhere is a gun just pop, 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 pop. It's not regular. It doesn't happen that often, but every once and then there'll just be this burst of...
Does it sound like it's hitting the tower, or does it sound like it's just going off?
No. It just sounds like a gun going off.
Fuck. All right. I want to send Ojin back to the roof to do recon on that, and then I want to fucking keep clicking around and see, is there a perception check I can take, or...
Okay, one, that's going to take Ojin a while to get back up to the top of this.
Understand.
All right, so he takes off. You're clicking around. It looks like there's a lot of stuff that you might consider over your pay grade.
Oh boy.
A lot of high-end stuff locked behind passwords and walls and but it's mostly just like a series of they're listed as like clamps.
Clamps?
Yeah, just like clamps and docks and whistly nose. That's
Oh, you
Paul.
still
He's
awake?
sleeping. Paul sleeping.
Paul.
Absolutely.
That is Whistly Nose McGee.
Paul sleeps like a cartoon character. Are you kidding me?
He does. Paul needs like one of
Big
those
snot
anime
bubble.
snot bubbles. Yeah. I was gonna say that.
Dude, this is kind of what I was thinking.
So this is
Damn
what pops up.
Robco terminals. It's
Yeah.
like monochromatic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like readouts and like status reports where everything seems to be holding steady, repel intruders, standard shit.
All right. Is there anything I can notice that's like unusual or stands out to like my Mechanicus level eye or
Right back.
I mean, really, all of this is outstanding and crazy to you.
oh
This is a like terraforming tower. You'd think there would be something about precipitate levels, about like managing temperature or discharging nitrogen, but all you're seeing is just like metallurgical reports and like dock status reports and clamp status reports.
you say clamp status
None of
report.
this,
What is that? I don't
none
know
of
what
this
that means.
thing is screaming like dispersal.
It's all saying bring it in.
Is that accurate, Bushik?
What's that?
That all the
not
signals
quite-
are like,
It's more like hold on to what you have instead of bring everything.
okay, so it does seem like it might be more of a force field than something like that.
I mean,
Um,
even then, it
okay.
should be holding steady. You guys saw some pretty scary stuff out there.
Right. Well,
Can I dig any deeper? Can I see when the thing might have turned off?
So you check back in its like status logs, and you're just scrolling, and you can see when this thing was turned on, which was like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, has been working flawlessly. You know what? That's not true. There was a period in the beginning when it wasn't operational yet, and there was a lot more statistics at that point about intrusions, this and that. But it's only about like 75 years in that it starts holding steady. And then it's just been smooth sailing ever since.
But why would they have intrusions early on? Interesting.
We need Danny again.
Let's take our quick break here. Let's take our quick break here because I'll
Yeah,
do the thing.
like if you're gonna do it, go fast. We need to actually get shit done. Go.
Bushik, are you staying?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is good timing, Ben. I want to, while Kodofi is doing his thing, I want to like also rest my hand on the terminal and use Winding Fate and see if I can't
Kind of
learn
look
anything.
back into it.
Yeah, to just like look back at like the history of the terminal, but just the history of the room in general. Like what was here, what if anything transpired that might be helpful to us to know about.
Okay, so you're gonna have to make your rolls for that business.
So it's a -10 significance, which is a perception test for me.
What happened?
No, nothing.
They're looking back into the history on the terminal. Looks like it's hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Oh shit!
During the first like 75-ish years, there was a lot of like turmoil, intrusions and repelling, but then after that, it's just been holding steady forever. Oh, damn, Wesley.
Yeah, it was a good roll.
Oh, nice, man. Dude, what kind of crazy perception are you rolling against?
Well, my perception's 52, but my
Holy shit.
Cynosis is maxed out, so it's plus 30. But since that was a tough roll, it was minus 10, so it comes out to 72.
Wow.
Yes, you single digited that bit. But you can see, like, as if you were rewinding a tape. That's the way this, like, back.
It's so
like,
dark and calm in here, I can focus and listen to this Emperor whisper in my ear.
So there are bits of this that are, like, more your speed. There are little bits whispering here and there in your journey back through time that are speaking of something more along the lines of Cynicians than of bolts and metal. It's not really anything distinct, but it's present. But as you go back, like, you can see Mechanicus milling about, working on stuff, like, just kind of keeping things steady. That must have been during its calm period. As you dig back farther and farther and farther, you start to see bouts where people had burst in, and the Mechanicus had to, like, eliminate them and drag them out. Or,
Humans?
like, one or two parts where something resembling a horror burst through the door and, like, went to attack the terminal, and the Magos and the rest of servitors had to try and repel the attack. Well, it looks like this thing was beset.
Go ahead.
That this thing was also beset by horrors. Rarely.
So the attacks go way back to all the way to essentially the beginning.
Yeah, there's a point when you stop seeing people, and is like the Mechanicus just slowly start to pick a spot and deactivate. They just kind of pick a spot and go into stasis.
Do we see any of them around? Any signs of them being around now?
Now that you know to look for it, this rubble pile near you there is a decrepit idle servitor there. You can see that he's pretty armed.
Right here. Bushy, you talk about this guy?
Which guy are you looking at?
Right here. Oh, you're looking over here.
Yeah, just north of you guys.
Okay. And what's here?
That thing up there is Urging, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
OG.
okay. Gotcha. I'm zoomed out so far, I can't see. Okay.
Dan,
All right,
you are still kind of inspecting the exterior of this, like, whatever it is in the middle.
Yeah.
You finally find an aberration.
Okay.
Does
it look like a bullet hole, or does it look like a...
No, it almost kind of fits in with the aesthetic of what it is. Like, as you're feeling along, you feel like a big bump. But it's like a really smooth... This one kind of, like, holds onto your hand the way glass would.
Okay.
But all around it are just, like, little indentations. So that seemed pretty geometric planned.
Okay, almost like a window or something with, like, rivets around it?
Yeah, like, it's too dark for you to really be able to see. You're just kind of, like, going by feel.
Can I, like, put my ear up next to it? And now that they have, like, computers are back up and running, does it sound like there's any, like, humming or machinery, like, inside of it?
It is absolutely dead silent. Old matte surface of this thing, there's no sound.
Okay.
Fuck is Baroni?
Hey, where'd he go?
It's probably
Flying
like
piss.
letting the animals out or something. Okay, so I guess Paul's still asleep, right? Like
Nope.
actual Paul is still asleep.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait.
hey.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wesley is gonna nudge Castle.
Okay.
Why don't you check in that
Returned.
rubble pile? Why don't you check in that rubble pile over here?
And Wesley's gonna walk over right here and direct John Castle.
Okay, Wesley looked back through the history of the terminal psychically. Saw spots where the tower was attacked by people, saw spots where the tower was attacked by horrors. All the while, Mechanicus servitors repelled the invasion. Over time, there's a point when he just stops seeing people. And the Mechanicus, as things start to wind down, just go and find a spot and kind of go into a stasis. Because this thing has been working uninterrupted. Damn it, we hit the end of the, like... It went into yakety sacks, hold on. Okay. Yeah, so he now knowing that, like, whoa, Mechanicus went to sleep here. I wonder if they're still there. Picked out one of the positions where they went to sleep, and it's like right above those guys. Right there. So
I'm
he
just
took
going to
John
start pulling
Castle up there
pieces
to
of
go
rubble
check
off
it
the
out.
pile.
Meanwhile, Anne is actually found like a protuberance, like an aberration in the side of the central thing. And it's kind of like a bump. Also smooth, but the way his hand pulls against it kind of feels like S. And all around it are like intentional geometric shapes. But it's too dark for him to really see what anything is. So he pressed his ear against it to see if there was any like movement now that the terminal was active. But no, nothing. It is inert.
Can I don't really know how the data slates work, but is it like if I were to hold my data slate up to it, could I use the light of it to like illuminate that thing?
Nice thinking, Dan. Yes.
I'm gonna
Real
do
life
that.
problem solving.
That's right, man.
So you illuminate your data slate and hold it up close to the edge of this, whatever it is. And like, you can see the mass that you have been rubbing your hands against before is just white. It's just this white matte, whatever it is. Who knows? But that thing, that glass like aberration, is like an oddly clear red egg-shaped thing about this big. It's just like a big, not a window. It doesn't, you can't see anything in it. Just like an ornamentation, like stuck right there.
I'm gonna call the group over. Like, guys, what the hell do you make of this?
We've got two guys unburying an ancient Mechanicus. We've got one guy messing around on the terminal, and you are discovering things about the central column. All right, how's the terminal stuff going? Because you're poking around and you see the option to like disengage some clamps or like let loose some restrictions here.
I don't like any of that idea. Can I find deeper about anything that's like what the clamps are? When you say clamps, what it means?
There's no like real documentation on it. They didn't comment their code. Whoever was meant to operate this thing was in it from the ground floor. None of this is instructional. Anybody who's supposed to use this terminal is supposed to be somebody with it.
And it's saying I have the option to undock clamps.
Yeah.
Well,
Is this something that is
Okay.
like?
These are
Do
like
we
the
all know
kinds of
about this, or
options
is-
that you have here. You've got like disengage clamps, like deactivate stasis. You've got lights. You've got things like defense systems. A lot of stuff you can press here, and you know well enough not to like activate defense system. I know.
I was gonna activate defense systems, but I guess I won't. Oh, I mean, it sounds like, I mean, this thing is obviously inert. It sounds like it's not working. Like the shield is down. If we can get the shield up, that would probably help. So,
Uh,
I want to look at what happens if I click disengage clamp. Does it say like yes, no, or like what level?
It definitely asks for like, an "Are you sure?" Yes or no. Like acknowledge.
has Kadofi mentioned any of these decisions to the group, or is this all just Kadofi right now?
You guys are over there hauling rubble, unburying this
Right.
Mechanicus.
Not paying attention to what Wesley is
Dan's
doing.
groping this statue of the
Hey,
Emperor.
but
over here.
All right. Wesley's really not helping Castle move the rubble here, and just is not capable of doing it. So he's going to recruit a little extra help to expedite the process.
Kadofi, I believe one of your brethren is under the rubble here.
That would catch my
Perhaps
attention.
you would like to come bring him back to the world of the living.
So I would perk up and look over and be like, a fellow follower of the Omnissiah, run over and just start trying to haul this stuff.
All right, so
did OG
you're
make
like
it to the
hauling.
top? Remember we sent OG up to
By
recon?
now, yeah, by now, because he was flying, he would probably have reached the top of the tower. Your Black Hawk is still there, a-okay. Something you wanted him to do up there, or like what?
Yeah, just look around because there was the gunshots going on. So I
They
wanted him to
still
look
are every once and then sounding from outside the tower. So he kind of like leans over the side and looks down. Every once and then, like a shape disengages itself from some piece of detritus, like out in the Central Park area. Takes a break towards the tower, but just as quickly that you see like a quick bunch of muzzle flashes from the side of the tower itself, and the shape just skitters back towards its bit of cover.
Holy shit! And I see that.
Ojin sees it.
So I see it.
I mean, you're kind of like, he would probably ping you like, hey, something.
Oh
So
shit!
yeah, essentially you would see it.
I want to like turn to the group immediately and be like, something is going on outside. There are creatures that approach the tower, but there are automated systems. It seems like they're shooting back at them.
More help would be helpful.
Let's get this guy out of the rubble and find out what he knows.
All right, so you managed to clear the rubble surrounding this like ancient and venerated Mechanicus agent here. Dan, I know you're still there somewhere. You can hear me. Are you still groping this thing?
If I see all this commotion going on, I'm going to go over to the group. I'm not just going to be hanging out.
Yeah,
there.
they're making noise. They're hauling rocks and stuff. You kind of meander over to them and let them know, like, hey, you know, what you found. It's smooth. There's a glass thing on it. All right, so you unbury this guy. Brawny would probably know the rights to making this thing.
Yeah, especially if some medical mechanicus guy. So
Yeah, he seems still fine.
I want to give a medical give a quick little medical check. Oh,
Yep.
Crushed.
Yeah, so you like give him the once over, and like there's nothing wrong with this guy, despite the fact that rubble seems to have fallen on him. There's no broken bits. There's not a hose out of place on him. It's like he went into stasis. He went to sleep mode.
How do I awaken him? I want to.
You
enact the rites of
know these
awakening.
sort of awakening. Yeah.
Yep.
This is just inherent to Mechanicus.
It's awakening time.
All right, so you dump some unguents on him, and give him like a blast of static that somehow just equates to him to be like, hey, wake up, squiggling the mouse, essentially. And as soon as you do that, just without delay, little pinpricks of green light in its ocular sensors. As they, like, you can hear it slowly start to warm up. Your heat, oh, you don't have heat. Ojean's got. You can feel the heat begin to radiate off this thing as it begins to power up. Little, like, shimmer of heat on the backpack there. And as soon as, like, the lenses go from little pinpricks to the full orb, it stands up straight, kind of goes through its, when you turn on a printer, it does like
Yep.
little bullshit. So it's doing that. Guys are just kind of like, all right, here we go. Because once its ocular sensors are fully initialized, it looks over to you and just a huge scream of static out into the nothingness. It just...
Intruders! Divest yourself of weapons immediately.
And you can start to hear rubble elsewhere in the building just slowly start to crumble every once and then.
Quick, hit him with the snake.
Like the lights. There are lights all up on the inside of this tower, just slowly starting to warm up. You can see, like, suspended somewhere near the center of the tower, just on cables and wires and everything, is like the Magos. Just sitting there. Its ocular sensors come online. It looks directly at you.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Will not be tolerated.
I want to scream at it in... Oh, man, I have 2 minutes. I want to scream at it in Mechanicus language. We are not... I am not an intruder. They are with me. We are here with a dire mission. In dire need of knowledge. And I want to scream it in static.
It screams back at you. Access code.
Whoa.
I would immediately just say... Oh, shit. Do I know any, like... No. Do I know, like, standard Mechanicus? Like, is there a standard Mechanicus? Like, I don't know the access... Like, I'm not asking for an access code. I'm asking for, like... I'll just say it. I want to say back to him, like, I have no access code. I am Mechanicus. I am friend. We need help.
Access code.
And you can see its limbs start to...
God fucking damn it. I want to be like...
All right, we are at 9:59 here, so before shit hits the fan, I need to tell you, as the lights start to come on in this place, you get a pretty good look at this central tower. This central tower that Dan was molesting lovingly is studded all up the kind of the side of it with those kind of orb-looking glass. But it's not like a column. It almost looks like an arch that comes to a sort of point near the top. Just like this huge base, and then just like a sharp rise that reaches up near the top, coming to a point.
Fucking Christ. Anyway, continue.
It's a big monolithic white structure studded with glass. Kind of like soars up into the reaches of the tower, like arcing back around and coming to a...
Looks like an arch.
Like a sickle.
Yeah. Don't say it. I know some of you know.
All right, well, I gotta go.
All right, goodbye.
See you, gang.
See you, dude.
All right, these things are coming online and they're pissed. Tower is very protective. Big whatever it is, middle. Look machine.
didn't think that the Mechanicus was going to turn on us and be super defensive, which was foolish. Oh well.
Well, I mean, knowing what you
Hope they
know,
don't kill
Kyle,
us.
sure you've put two
Yeah.
and two together, right?
Yeah, I think I know what's going on here.
Yep. All right, boys.
All
You
right.
got a fight on your hands at the start of next week.
I hope not.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to avert this one. You guys haven't had any
Mhm.
like good, serious bouts of combat. Might
Yeah,
not
it's
be
mainly
avertable.
all the bloodshed's been like one person walks up to another person without any combat, points a gun to his head at point blank range, blows
Yeah,
the
when
head
he's
off,
unconscious.
and that's about it.
Yeah, I feel like the only good like combat we had was out in the vale at the house.
But yeah, at
It's
the beginning
time.
we had
Let's
that
get-
combat like in the first night, second night.
Oh yeah, yeah. I still have
with
that
the
map.
dragons.
Yeah, that creepy like horse thing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Wow, man, that's a throwback.
Bugs,
Yeah,
bugs, bugs.
that one.
Oh, the poop
Yeah.
pile up on the side of the. That's probably me.
All right, that'll do it for me, gents. Until next
All
time.
right, Tutor.
Adios,
out.
dude.
You have a guest, Dan? Dan, do you want to take confidence?
What that tower is?
What is happening here?
I have no fucking idea what's happening here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I don't know enough about 40K to know what that is.
Okay, excellent. All right, get out of here. I'll see you in a week.
All right, bye.
Good night, Paul.